Hello, hello, and welcome to Losers Become Winners for September 2nd, with Alphas having a new leader with XLV at 42%. And there it is, 42% for the Alphas. The Alphas are XLV. We have a nice move here. We have our warning track already in place. We are looking for 100 ROI. And note, when a stock explodes in the equities, in here, the stock in the actual stock price, the options is a magnifier. The average, when a stock moves approximately 5%, it's 100 ROI. And that's a little bit of rule of thumb in my past experience. Sometimes it may take more movement, might not, because the reason is, remember, options do have to work about time decay. All right, that said, we have 42% here with the XLV, and also I want to point out to you that this XLV is number one. What that means is that XLV was playing for a dead loss leader. A dead loss leader was a stock that lost money and then went completely bankrupt off the exchange. You can't find it anymore. You can't even trade it anymore. But when it left, it owed me, I think it was $660. But XLV took over that debt because it was a health stock. The end result was XLV's an attempt to get that 660 lost. And when it lost to $251 right there. That's what creates my lost leaders list, is my lost leaders. They lost me money. And I'm out to get that money back. Now, some people do call that revenge trading. I do not. Here's why. Stocks in the market are recyclable. Can you imagine that if you stop trading every stock that you took a loss on, you will not have any stocks traded within 3 years, guaranteed. Within 3 years, you will be like, there'll be no more stocks available to trade because you would have lost on every. In fact, you would be out. You'd be like totally gone if you lost that much money and never went back to try to get it back again. So that is what's happening here. That's what our lost leaders are about. So XLV1 owes 251 from its initial trade of trying to get back the lost leaders. And what I wanted to point out was we are at 492. That's, yes, ladies and gentlemen, what this means is that if this can exit at this high line or above and clear 251 net, counting cost commissions, we will have a lost leader come off the lost leaders list and go to the winner circle. That's what's exciting about what's going on here. Okay, that said, now remember, we have changed our rules to the 100 ROI. That is the reason why we changed it back to the 100 ROI, because these 100 ROIs make the big paybacks for all the small losses. Here is proof. Here's 100. This one here exited at 290 something right there on the save in March. Go back and check my video. I can't change it. This is proof. This is proof history. It's done. It's in the archives. The only thing I can do here, if I wanted to cheat, was delete all the videos, and then I would be able to say, oh, I made 200 and 300% on this stock back in March or back in April. And then you're going to say, where's the proof? Anytime that someone makes a claim that they made so much money on a trade, ask them to pull up their YouTube video. And if they can't pull up a YouTube video and show you the actual action, then they don't have anything to claim. So right here we have Coca-Cola was 110, and this is a lost leader. Remember, the red sweater guy shows up, and what that means is that we had retirement. We took lost leaders and they went to the losers list to the winner circle. And if you look at the headline here, this was also had on this same day that Coca-Cola exited, we also had an exit on MA and QQQ. You can look at the titles, and it's in the titles there. Check it out. All right, let's move on and let's get this report of the day done. So here we are with XLV, and now we'll move on here to CVS. So CVS is right here. CVS is running 37%, and it's a put in the down direction. Remember, yesterday we are 44. A little rest. This is considered a drop in the OTA school. It's called a drop base and an assumption that price will continue in the same direction until there is an opposite force to stop it. The opposite force could be here at stochastics. It's in the lower basement zone. Not going to worry about it because I've seen stochastics stay down here for a long period of time. And as it does, the price just kept on coming down. Also notice too, the 30-day moving average is creeping down. And the 30-day moving average can get past this level here, we'll lock in a possible potential profit of that 37%. Moving on now, we have Walgreen. Walgreen is in the same position. Also want to point something out to you while you're looking at this. Every position in the alphas is in positive territory. 1 call and 4 puts. That is beautiful, beautiful. Today's gain was $1,100. That's today's gain. That's what the PNL open stands for. So over here we have another spinning top. That's called a spinning top. It's anyone's guess which direction, but according to the mantras and the talk is price will continue in the down direction until it meets some kind of a floor and then return back up. All right, let's go on now. CVX. CVX is right there. And here's CVX. Not bad, not bad. We have a nice doji action here. We have a nice dropping 30 MA. There is a put. And again, we can get that MA down below this zone here. We can get ourselves a positive exit. XLE. Now XLE, remember that was our last tug of war with the Tigers. They're gone. The alphas have the lead, and we're now sitting at a 10% marker right here, and it was 446 with a $90 in return. Now, before I move on to the Tigers, I want to point out over here on this side here, you'll notice some of my favorites. Now, Courtney Smith is my first headmaster. I highly recommend you checking his Sunday video. He puts it out Sunday night, and it's Wall Street Winners on YouTube. The first half is free. The second half is paid. The first half is absolutely gold. I kid you not. Courtney knows his market. He was a former hedge fund manager, retired in 2001, returned back to being a teacher and a active investor in 2003, and he's been doing that, 17 years? He's also known as the homeless. And I was, wait a minute, how can he be homeless? He's homeless because 6 months out of the year, he's on the road. He has 6 months in Vegas, where his headquarters is, and his school. And then he's 6 months traveling Asia. He is highly sought international speaker about investing and trading, and he has hundreds and hundreds of turnouts when he does in Dubai and Singapore, and he did Hong Kong one time, but now Hong Kong, I don't think the Hong Kong market is safe to go to until things change. This other gentleman here is known as Sean Takayoshi. He's an upcoming financial commentator. I highly recommend listen to his stuff, because where I'm an active investor, he is a passive investor, and he believes in FIRE. What is FIRE? Financial independence, retire early. That is Sean's quest. And he talks about covered call, M1 investing, and something called Peer Street. Check him out. He's worth it. All right, let's move on and finish up with the Tigers here. And here is the Tigers. Oh, and then this gentleman, Marcus Hawknocker. I also am a student of Mark Hawknocker. He has a great software program. The returns are fair. They're good. They're good. He doesn't try to burn up the world. He just says, hey, just make a nice steady income. Build a nice steady income, get yourself a nice life, and enjoy it. Life is short no matter how long you live, because you only live next moment. Okay, so we got here is T minus is running at 25% and a minus 31 for UA. Let's look peek at T minus. It is the leader. So we'll knock it out. And there it is. There it is. There it is. T minus. And we are a price. This is price channel. We are in the trade here, and our stop is sitting down here on the green price line. Well, that is it for today's report on the Losers Become Winners for September 2nd for XLV, 42% for the alphas. And I thank you, and bye-bye.